Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you here. Viperstrike 95 here, and today we are here in the beautiful South American country of Peru. Good to see everyone here. And we're outside the capital and largest city of all Peru, here in Lima. Great to have everyone here today for another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. So, welcome. So, overall, this has been a pretty big day for the flight sim community, as today we've actually now have the brand new Aerosoft Twin Otter, a beautiful brand new plane. We'll be flying this off today. So our journey and flight plan for today will be from our little nav map. We'll take off here from Jorge Chavez International Airport in Lima. We will climb up the mountains, and then we will make our first stop here at Sierra Papa Victor, India. We'll visit the Junin National Reserve, which includes Lago Chinchacoa. Then, leg number two, we'll be flying through the Huascar National Park. We'll be seeing a few of the very high peaks. And then for the final leg, this would be by far the longest in the journey. We'll fly here, and we'll reach all the way to the Peruvian Rainforest as we visit Sierra Papa Juliet, India, Wanjui, which goes right by the Huaga River. So, thank you everyone for coming here today. Let's see if everyone's here in the chat. Citizen 6 has showed up. Good to see you. So let's show off the plane here that we have today. And yes, I did manage to get the Twin Otter. Now, I did have installation issues with this plane. It was my first time using Aerosoft 1, obviously, so. But there it is, the beautiful Twin Otter. This particular one is actually a DHC 100 model. The difference between the DHC 100 and 300 models is this thing has a more round nose, whereas the 300's nose is a bit longer. I have some background information from the manual. So the story of the DHC Twin Otter is it's a legendary all-around amazing workhorse plane. It was originally developed by de Havilland Canada based on the single-engine DHC-3 Otter, but it's fitted with a longer fuselage and a pair of Pratt & Whitney PT6 engines for testing purposes at the time. This thing became an extremely effective plane. It could take off from around 1,000 feet of takeoff. This thing can go up to over 180 knots and has a range of nearly 700 nautical miles. Over 900 of these bad boys have been produced since it was built. It's extremely impressive for a plane of this caliber to be in there as well. Now, the Aerosoft Twin Otter comes in many different variants. There's the 100 and 300 variants, but there's also floats, skis, cargo, tundra, skydiving, and a passenger variant. The one we particularly have is a passenger variant today, and this is done by the Ferreira Area de Chile. Since I couldn't find one in Peru right now, so I had to go with this livery. So let's take a look at the interior of our plane. So this is what kind of the DHC-6 Twin Otter looks like on the inside. And this looks like a traditional Twin Otter. This is what it kind of looks like. And if we go back here, we will actually go through the passenger holds. And we can see all the different little passenger stuff. There's an armrest. There's a lot of little touch stuff that you can do with it. Then if you go down here, you can actually, there is the rear hatch. This is where the passengers usually come in, is right here in this rear hatch. Boom. And look at the little detail. Passenger door comes up and it opens like that. Your passengers can get in and out of the plane. when they learn to fly this plane in real life. Let's get close. Let's get this thing closed. But yeah, I love the little details on this plane. Lots of little, like the Kodiak, there's a lot of little details on this as well. So it's got a mix of different kinds of GPS. There's this GPS system right here. There's also this GPS here. This is unique only for the Twin R. You have your heading, your nav, your approach mode, your backhorse speed hold. You can even hold your speed if you need to, or you can hold your altitude. So that's kind of like that as well. Now, if you wonder where the throttle is located, the throttles are not right here on most planes. They're actually up here. And this here is where the throttle and all that stuff is located. Right here. Quite a unique plane for that as well. Definitely not like your average plane as well. This is also where you can find some of the other lights. All the lighting stuff is right up here. You can turn on all your other stuff here. Definitely some very interesting placements, that's for sure. But it gives the DHC-6 its unique character. Now for the fuel, we're gonna go up to 35% fuel. Change the center of gravity a bit. Now let's get this plane started. Before we engine check, we need to remove the control lock. There we go. Control lock is removed. We set the parking brake. The emergency fuel switches should be up. Emergency fuel switches should be... I think the fuel switch is somewhere over here. Like I said, first time starting this plane. Thankfully, it should be pretty easy. I just need to find all this. I gotta look at the manual a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and use the assisted on the assistants. I apologize. This is my first time doing it. Just a checklist.
Emergency fuel switches. Normal. Fuel selector. Normal. Fuel boost pumps. Off.
The lights should be...
Cabin light and signs. Set.
I still need to get more used to it, the real plane.
Position light. On. Pitot heat. Off. Generators. Off.
Flaps are already up.
Flaps. Up.
Our fuel levers already off.
Fuel levers. Off.
These should are these prop power should go all the way forward.
Propeller levers. Full forward. Power levers. Flight idle. 10%. Ignition. Normal. DC source and master. Fat end on.
I still need to get a instant checklist to have all of them.
Fuel quantity. Checked. MIN 25%.
Then we do the starter.
Starter. Center. Aft fuel boost pump. On. Starter. Engage left.
So we now engage the left engine starter. See, the left engine here is going to start.
Left oil pressure. Check
I still
rising.
need to help me find a way to learn to get the start myself.
Left NG. Check stabilized 14%. Left fuel lever. On. Left T5 and NG gauges. Monitor 42% NG. Forward fuel boost pump. On. Starter. Engage right. Right oil pressure. Check rising. Right NG. Check stabilized
Just getting this engine
14%.
started. I never done this, so I have the assisted checklist
Right
to help
fuel
me out.
lever. On. Right T5 and NG gauges. Monitor 42% NG. Starter. Center.
Okay, we got all the lights. That's finally been on.
Power levers. Generators. On lights out. Engine INSE. Within limits.
After that, we're good. That will end all the assistants. I still need to get more time to do this on my own, but I wanted to show this off during the stream. Okay. Now we need to implement our flight plan. So I'm going to go ahead and do my route. So let's look at my flight plan. Right here. Let's go ahead and put this route. Sierra. Sierra, Papa. Juliet. Okay, the next airport is going to be on our route. Sierra, Papa, Victor. Yep. Hotel. Victor. Oh, that's it. That should be the waypoints. Waypoints finally been set up. Flight plan completed. Change the CDI to GPS, and we're all set for the flight. We get things for the brakes. So we'll take off from runway 15. Now, if you want to join me, I'm on the Southeast Asia server. And let me go ahead and get you all the routes for today's trip. I see quite a few people lurking in the chat. Good to have all of you on here. So, let me go fix something. So we're going to go ahead and set the flaps. I don't think we need to set flaps. This is a very long runway. Go ahead and take this bad boy off. Three, 60 knots. Wait till we get 80, and she's off. And we got the twin arrow off into the air. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So a bit about research here. Lima is actually not just the capital, it's also the largest city of Peru. With a population more than 9.7 million, it is one of the largest cities in all of the Americas, both north and south. Now, Lima was established back in 1535 by Spanish explorer and conquistador Francisco Pizarro. And it has since been one of the major important hubs of the Latin American world. Now, Lima was named by the natives of the agricultural region known as, by native Peruvians as Lima. It eventually became Lima, and following the Peruvian War of Independence, it became the capital of the Republic of Peru. And actually around 1/3 of the natural population lives in this metropolitan area, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. So we need to get to an altitude, our main altitude today, we need to get to 17,500 feet. I need to keep the engine pressure under, there's definitely a very nice, beautiful view here. So this is the exterior view of the plane. Yeah, this thing sounds, exterior-wise, this thing sounds actually amazing. It's a stunning plane. The looks of it look great, and everything works the way they should outside. However, inside, it's actually a bit loud on the inside, and that's an issue Aerosoft has noted. But I did some flying before stream, and I gotta tell you, this plane is a really, really nice plane. Flies super well in descent. It's relatively easy to fly. You can do a lot of the bush stuff this thing is capable of, and I can't wait to see try this thing out on different setups. Like the floats and skis will open up a lot of new things for me in the street. feet. This thing is a climbing machine. You get over the clouds here. Now, Lima is also a political, cultural center and commercial center of Peru. In 2019, it hosted the 2019 Pan American Games. It is also home to one of the oldest institutions of higher learning in the New World, the University of San Marcos, in May 12, 1551. And it is the first established and oldest continuously functioning university in all of the Americas. There's various twin cities of Lima, including Buenos Aires in Argentina, Quito in Ecuador, Sao Paulo in Brazil, and Beijing in China are all twin towns and sister cities of Lima. Probably lower the engine cooling. I need to lower it down to the clean. I want to keep the engine temperature a little cool, so I want to slow down a little. So I want to ask you in the chat, for all those who acquired the Twin Otter, tell me what you guys think about it. Personally, to me, I did a little bit of a test flight earlier today, and I really did enjoy it. If they can fix the sound things, I think this would be my new warhorse. It flies really easily. It's smooth. You can. It lands really easily. The performance is fantastic. I think this, and I think it's got more character than the Kodiak. When you look at the cockpit has way more character to it. With all the different steam gauges and stuff, it's a mix of old-fashioned avionics and steam gauges, giving quite a bit of unique character to it. Compared to a lot of the other planes in the, like the Kodiak and the Cessna 208 with all the glass cockpits. This truly gives it something unique in the grand scheme of things. We're still doing good in the knots. We're still climbing up to 19,000 feet. I feel like this is going to be a really good challenge for this plane through be a good choice. The high altitudes here are a challenge for any plane. But this makes it perfect for the turboprops. Kind of fly high in the air and reach up there as well. Yeah, look at the view up here. That is awesome. The view up here from in Peru. Yeah, it looks amazing up here in Peru. Look at that. The scenery here is wonderful. I'm going to see if anyone else is flying. There's Fly Yorkie, but I don't think he's part of the stream. But man, look at this view up here. That's fun. So I was wondering why I exactly picked Peru. Well, the reason I picked Peru for today is I really was impressed with Bolivia, and I wanted to try one of its neighbors, Peru, for today. So I wanted to try somewhere a bit newer than before. But yeah, today has ended up being a good flight here as well. Absolutely beautiful flight. I think this is I picked the right plane and picked the right place. So our first stop, we're going to be heading to Visio Airport, which is right by Lago Chinachoa. So I picked that one because we get to visit Junin Natural Reserve, and that is which is where Lake Junin was protected. And Lake Junin basically is a really unique lake. It's the largest lake within the territory of Peru. And it's actually known as a very important bird watching destination in the community. And you can find all sorts of different birds, including extremely endangered flightless grebe. There's also 2 endangered frog species as well in that lake. We'll be seeing that once we get up to the altitude we need to be in. Let's see how our passengers are feeling today. They get a really, really nice view of the exterior right here. Nice view of the exterior out there. 15,000 feet. We should get to 17,000 pretty quickly. Yeah, this plane has such impressive power that, I mean, this thing can climb really, really easily. Yeah, I'm really impressed. If they get the sound issue fixed, hey, Goblin Zeus, hello, good to see you. Goblin Zeus, my good friend, I hope you're doing well. This is the Twin Otter. I decided to take it to the air today. This one is particularly unique, as this is actually from Chile, one of the neighbors of Peru. Since there was no Peruvian Air Force livery for it, I went with the next best thing. We picked the fellow South American country of the Andes. So I'm on Southeast Asia, and if you want to join, I got the route. I've already posted the route, but I'll post the route again in server, so that way you probably know where I'm at. So I appreciate you coming by. But yeah, I'm liking this plane so far. I'm just below. Oh. We took out Lima. Yeah, look at, I mean, this is insanely cool. The views are just incredible. Oh, oh, I see you above. Where are you at below? Doctors. I apologize. I can't really see. I'm really sorry. Did I set my server up right? Yeah, my server's right. It's Soppy's 8. Just wanted to make sure everything's going the way it should. If you want to just see what it looks like up from above, yeah, that is pretty. Oh, there you are, Drudges. I see ya. So I'm gonna go at 18,500 feet. Actually, I'm gonna. Sometimes this thing doesn't like to keep at its altitude. Okay, 19,000 feet of room. So far, it's quite a nice plane. Gonna lower the volume a little bit. I'm gonna turn on some pretty jazzy music if you guys don't mind some jazz. So 19,600 feet would be our altitude. But definitely a fantastic view of Peru and its beautiful mountain ranges. Definitely a very underrated area in the world. South America definitely is very underappreciated when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm pretty eagerly waiting on Two Cats' flight in the DC-6. He's doing an around the world trip tomorrow with Takeoff. And if you guys want to check out both of them, here's for Two Cats. And here's one for Dinky Decimus. These two guys are going to do the around the world trip starting tomorrow at 900 Zulu. I don't know where he's going to first start his journey. I don't know when he's gonna start the journey, but it's gonna be a good one watching those two fly the DC-6. Two master pilots of that plane are gonna fly in. That's gonna be plenty of fun, if you ask me. Definitely a very good. I can make some hard in the DC-6 with Two Cats. Yeah, I'll definitely join his flight as well. Obviously I can't join Sunday because I have my Elker's flight. And that's going to be a big deal for Sunday, because at Sunday I have to do plane number 7 from Omsk to Novosibirsk. So unfortunately, I can't really join that flight very much. I may join later on. And speaking about those Sunday flights, my week's theme for our topics for the flight, we'll be talking about Russia's history with music. If you ever want to learn Russia's hit music, come check me out on Sunday. It'll be fun. Oh wow, look at the Peruvian mountain. Look at that. That's amazing. Yeah, these mountains are absolutely stunning. Later today, Merck's also doing a free-order flight on Wednesday. He's gonna take the Vans RV7. I forgot to download that for today. I'm probably gonna take either continue to fly the Twin Otter, or I might be able to take, or I may take the Savage Gravel for the spin. I haven't got a chance to do much fun with that. Definitely lots of things to go for today. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the cockpit. And change it to around, I think around 16,500 feet. We'll descend once we drop that. Yeah, the Twin Otter was made for these high altitudes really, really well. The Twin Otter is fantastic for short takeoff and landings. I mean, you don't want to take, this can handle things a lot of other planes can't. Yeah, this thing is very, very capable. We're going at 173 knots, which is actually a similar speed to the Kodiak. Let's look at their two-tone Merc. We landed at Saba and St. Barb with Davin easy for the Twin Otter. Yeah, the Twin Otter is the largest plane you can take on Saba and St. Barb. I think it's one of the larger planes you can take for it. So this isn't really a surprise. Twin Otter is fantastic for those airports. That's why you see a lot of them be used for that. They're Goblin Zeus. But man, look at this view. This is amazing. This is amazing for Peru. Again, there's so many hidden gems in this sim. It's crazy how many little hidden gems that this sim brings to the table. I'm also planning on doing with the Twin Otter, alongside like the Kodiak, the VZ6. I'm also planning to do a lot more flights into Africa as well, and explore the scenery of Africa too. I'm going to go ahead and descend to 16,500. on that engine temperature. Just keeping an eye on that, because that... Yeah, we now have good planes. Yeah, and we got a lot of really good ones. The Kodiak's fantastic. I should still do more flying in that plane. Obviously, Twin Otter is really good as well. I think this is more of my kind of plane than the Kodiak. I enjoyed the PC-6. I know the base one isn't near as good as the Milviz, but I'm not going to pay the $50 for both the Milviz to get both the skis and the floats. I'm not willing to pay $50. And then obviously we have the Kit Fox, the Husky, all those small bush planes. I think I should probably go on my Discord and actually do a rotation of planes that I would be using for the journey, so you now know what you guys are going to expect me to fly. Because I think I definitely want to do that. Now, if you guys have noticed, I do actually have a Discord, so if you like my streams, you want to keep a track, I have it right here. And I also do have a YouTube channel, and that is going to host all my previous VODs. That way, if you want to see my previous episodes, or you want to watch VODs of my previous series, like Play Ball, you got it right here with me. So if you like this content, don't be afraid to smash the follow button. As well. But yeah, this here is absolutely beautiful. Hey, Calm Control. Good to see you. I do like the Twin Otter. It does come with floats and skis. For both models, it comes with both floats and skis for both the 100 series models and the 300 series models. Calm Control, good to see you. First time chat. I hope you're doing well today. Now, this version doesn't come with skis, but there are other versions that do come out with skis, and they not just come out with floats for passengers. They got cargo floats as well. This makes it the perfect all-around workhorse plane. It seems like a very stable plane. It is very stable. It's very easy to fly. I think it's a fantastic plane. If they can sort out some of the sound issues with the interior, I think this plane would be golden. It's a fantastic plane. Definitely worth the $35. $35 US for it. Absolutely worth it. It just... Yeah, it's nice playing the Twin Otter. You also the P-51D from Aeroplane Heaven. Yeah, I like Warbirds too, but I'm hesitant because it's Aeroplane Heaven. Because I don't really trust Aeroplane Heaven very much, due to their PR and such, and the issues with the Electra. And, oh, you live in Vancouver. Oh, that's awesome. Arbor Air. Oh, that's awesome. Here's the thing, though. Oh, yeah. This thing also talks too. Oh yeah, Harbor Air uses them. Yeah, I was supposed to go to Victoria for September. Had it not been important at the middle of the night, I would have probably gone a Harbor Air flight tour. That would be amazing. But yeah, this is a very popular plane for a lot of seaplane airlines. Very popular, and for good reason. It's just a reliable workhorse. They also use Twin Otters as well, and yes, Beavers. Yeah, the good old Beaver. Milviz is going to come out with their Beaver, which I think is one of the other planes I'm looking forward to, the Beaver. Beautiful and powerful planes, and great for mountain flying. Yep. I like to fly around the mountains, fly through hills, lakes. If you like that sort of stuff, my channel is perfectly suited for this sort of content. So, we're going to have plenty of that sort of thing on my channel. So right here, it is one of the lakes. Lake Junin is over here to our right. This is home to several endangered species, including endangered birds, alongside endangered frog species, including the Lake Junin giant frog. There's also different fish species, including the pupfish, as well. So definitely a very beautiful place to fly here in Peru. Very, very rich, not just in culture, but also the environment. Because we're also going to do some tropical rainforest flying as well today. So I decided to get to my landings, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn off the autopilot. Let me get back to this. Autopilot will be disabled. So if you have the predict command, you can press the predict command and predict my landing rate for today. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. So our airport is to our left. Here's our airport. Now, with a lot of other planes, like the propeller planes, they would struggle to get up here, but the Twin Otter, thanks to the fact it has 2 turboprop engines, should have no difficulty landing here. Go with the stage flaps, 2 stage flaps, I believe. Lower the power a bit. Hey, USAPR, good to have you here. So we're just about to land on our first stop of the trip, Sierra Papa Victor, India. So we're getting to our first landing. But great to have you here. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here in Peru. Got to climb over a bit of the mountains. And we're going to climb even more on the next leg of the trip. So, and this has been a plane I've been wanting for over a year. They announced it over a year ago. Hey, Scruffy Tam. Let me give you a shout out for Scruffy Tam. Awesome family content creator. Gotta be a little careful.
Sync rate.
I need to circle around for a little. I need to circle around for a little bit. I was thinking I don't want to sink super fast. Thankfully, this thing has so much power that.
Bank angle. Banking.
I know there's already a mod out there. Captain Mustache already disabled it. There's Jordan Zeus. Scruffy Tam, amazing content creator. And he's extremely
Sync rate. Sync rate. Pull up.
Minimums.
Pull
100.
up.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Hey, not too bad. Put the reverse. And she stopped. Quite an easy one for the good old Twin Otter. Definitely a very solid plane. That's for sure. Nice. Yep. Yeah, that was pretty butter scruffy. But yeah, this is an absolutely stunning plane. Absolutely, they've modeled it beautifully. No problem, Scruffy Tam. You've been a big fan of the channel, and you've always supported my channel, so I think you've earned that shout out. Here is Druid Zeus in the Twin Otter. And Druid Zeus is down. So yeah, beautiful landing from Druid Zeus. Nicely done on the Twin Otter. Nicely done. Good job, Druid. So now we get back. So now let's talk about the next leg of the trip. So if you guys want to join in, here's the route. I got the route in server, so if you guys want to join me, feel free to. But the next leg of the plan will take off from here. We'll be hunting through many of the different mountains all over Peru, and we'll be visiting through Buscar National Park, one of Peru's national parks, and it contains some of the tallest mountains in all of Peru and in all of Latin America. So we'll be seeing a few of their very important mountain ranges. So definitely some very beautiful sights, if you ask me. I test to reverse. Sometimes I do a mistake using it. It works. Yeah, unlike the other solo planes back in the day, these actually worked. Let me go ahead and get this thing out of parking brake. This one's going to be a bit of a longer one. This is 120 nautical miles. Yeah, this thing flies real easy, which I like. I do have to lurk. I'm at work. No worries, Scruffy. Your work comes first, Scruffy Tam. Work comes first. Now let's see this short takeoff capability of this thing, because this thing actually has some pretty insane takeoff. We're gonna put the trim all the way up to 0.1. We're gonna put the flap all the way down. Maximum power. Yeah, let's go for short takeoff. After all, this is a stall plane, right? This thing's made for taking off at short 23, 24 nautical miles. And stall horn. We're off. I know it's hard to believe we even took off in this thing, but you gotta understand, this is 13,000 feet, and we still took off in a short. Lower the flaps. Let's pick up speed. I mean, yeah, this is why this thing's such a popular little bush plane.
Too low. Flaps.
Yes. Let's go for the 18,500 feet. Let's set our altitude. We're going to select our altitude to 18,500 feet.
Too low. Flaps. 100. Sink rate. 50. 40. Bank angle. Don't sink.
Don't have to worry about sinking. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Here's Zoos in the background. Yeah, this plane is insanely capable. So, a bit about some information here for our destination. So we're going to be going through Buscar National Park, quite a few of the mountains as well.
Terrain.
One of the So, one of the mountains we're going to visit first is Viperstrike, located in the Huayllash mountain range in western Peru. It is the second highest peak of all of Peru and the highest of its entire range. In fact, the summit itself is the highest point of the Amazon River basin. It was first reached by Jim Maxwell and Dave Harrod in 1950, and the northern peak in 1968 by Roger Bates and Jeremy Dingle. Many visitors consider it to be the most spectacular peak of all of South America. And there have only been a few ascents to the peak because it's actually one of the harder peaks to climb. So we'll be flying over that peak pretty soon. I think we see it out in the distance. Yeah, this thing is pretty amazing. So there it is, 18,500 feet. We're finally at our altitude. Yeah, some absolutely beautiful peaks here. Whoa, we're gonna go back to 19,000. From 19,000 feet will be our altitude. Sometimes the autopilot doesn't like to keep its holding, if you know what I mean. Right here would be good. We'll get to around 160, 170 knots. Yeah, there's some bits of peaks here. I let the autopilot on, have a short dinner. No worries, Goblin Zoo, see you soon. Yeah, absolutely beautiful flight here today. Oh, look, a Twin Otter. Hey, Ewald. Good to see you, Ewald. Nice to see you around here. Yep, this is the Twin Otter from Aerosoft. I know Fabio took it through the Caribbean. For me, I wanted to pick something that I think was more home for the Twin Otter. The high-altitude mountain flying. That's what made the Twin Otter what it is flying all the way in Peru. South America doesn't get as much love, so I've flown it. The only thing that I wish was missing is I wish there was a Peruvian livery for this, as the one I got right now is a Chilean livery. But yeah, I've been really enjoying the Twin Otter so far. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. Oh, I see Dougal McTavish is here behind me. There you are, Dougal. I found you behind me. Good to have you here, Dougal. Well, thanks everyone for coming along. Yeah, not much livery is coming along, but I mean, it just came out. Like this thing just came out. So obviously the livery is gonna come, especially with how popular this thing is and how many civil operators who can use this. It's gonna be a very popular plane for a lot of stuff. Oh, you're making a livery for Guybrush or Island Tour. Oh yeah, you're the one who also did Scruffy Tan's livery too. You also made Scruffy Tan's own livery as well. I forgot. I just wish I had a new. I think one of my other things as well is maybe to have a brand new. Yeah, you and Shoney. Yeah. I wish I had a new logo as well. I wish I had something better than the one I got. I know the one I made was on my own. So I'm hoping that one day I can get me a new, shiny new logo for the brand, which I think would be really cool. Like, I know Merce got a really cool logo, Two Cats, Tony. I think it'd be cool if I have a brand new logo for myself. No paint kit, yes, but look at the 3D model. Every configure has a very different model in the Twin Otter. Yeah, apparently that's how Aerosoft does it. Every single bit of that model looks completely different. I'm not one for checking plane models myself. Livery is not what I do, but I bet when they designed it, they probably have all sorts of configuration models. But to be fair, that's why there's so many different variants. Cargo, the noses. That's why everything looks so different. So the mountain that this range is from is known as the Cordillera Huayhash, or known as Four Squirrel Peaks. Includes some really tall peaks. Obviously, Europaja, which is right this big mountain over here, is the tallest of the peaks at 21,709 feet. But it's got plenty of other mountains, including Sisela with a height of 20,814 feet, and Sarapol, which is around 20,000 feet in those mountains. They're located all within these mountain ranges right here. Are you in live weather? You're 19,000 feet. I'm not in live weather, actually. Google, I'm actually using my Weather Preset Pro. Yeah, I'm using Preset Pro, Google. I'm not using live weather. But it's good to have you in the chat, Google. Thanks for coming. No worries, Dougal. That's a good question to ask. That's a great question. Yeah, and there's also a 4-prop version, too. Yeah. That makes it even more difficult. In fact, there's a 4-prop version of it, too. But, I mean, hey, they went all in with all the different variants. Which I think is great. Like, if it's one thing I do like about this Twin Otter, there's a lot of value with this, because you get floats, skis, 2 different model series, all sorts of things. I think it's fantastic. Hey, Flying for Paul, good to see you. How did you exactly get this on display? Well, there's this little program called Sim Toolkit Pro. Sim Toolkit Pro is the program that I use. Let me give you the website. Yeah, Sim Toolkit Pro is a really helpful little program. And what this does is it connects into your simulator, so it collects all of the sim data. Does it work with the Game Pass version? If you're on PC, it will work on the Game Pass version, yes. But if you're on Xbox, unfortunately this will not work. So it just depends on the version of the game you got. If you have PC, no matter if it's Xbox or Microsoft, okay, yes, then it should absolutely work. Yes, it should absolutely work with it. All you have to do for this is create an account, download the thing, create an account, and then you can connect it to the sim using the button, and bam, you can connect it. Right? How do I add to OBS? Well, for OBS, you would open up your sources, you press the plus button on your sources, and it should say browser right here. Then you can create your browser like this, and then on Sim Toolkit, you would have your dashboard map. Press your streaming tools, and it should show you the OBS browser URL. Copy the link, go back to your OBS, press it on your link, and boom, your data would now show on your OBS, and you can move the OBS thing to whatever part of the screen you want to work on. Boom, it's that easy. You can easily take care of it. It's actually pretty simple. Very simple change. I hope that solved. I hope that answered your question. They're Flying for Paul. Right. That's that. Great job, Flying for Paul. yeah, do it. It will make your flying a lot easier. Thanks for following, Flying for Paul. Thank you so much. Thanks for following. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I have no problem helping you out. Like I said, I'd like to help. If anyone's got a question about it, don't be afraid to ask me. Even if I can't really solve the problem, I want to try to help you guys out. Oh, you're flying around the world in X-Cub. Oh yeah, you're doing it for charity. That's awesome, Flying for Paul. Let me give him a shout out. Actually. So Flying for Paul is he's doing around the world in the X-Cub for charity. He's doing a charity for men's health. And the fact he's doing this in an X-Cub, I think, is pretty cool. And to do it for charity is even better. So guys, please give him a follow and all that. I think it'd be really good. And since he's somewhat new to streaming, I think helping all the little guys out would be especially kind for all of you. And trust me, I've been there too when I was a new streamer myself. I had to have some help. So it's more than understandable. All the help makes a difference, absolutely. All the help will make a difference, absolutely. I had some amazing people helping my channel when I was new too. So I definitely appreciate it. Let's get back to the exterior. There is Drew Zeus ahead of us. There's Dougal McTavish, my good friend Dougal. But yeah, this scenery is absolutely stunning here. It's absolutely. Oh, and here's another thing too, Flying for Paul, about some toolkit. You can actually, it's one of the more advanced settings, but you can actually turn on a Twitch bot, and it can let you predict your landings. So the command for this would be predict, and then you type in your lane number in the negative value, and it will automatically correct your guess for what kind of percentage you're landing. So if you're guessing, okay, I feel like I could land negative 95. Predict that, and you already get your guess. And you can tell your viewers to predict this too, which I think is pretty cool. Again, to increase chat involvement on that as well. So I think that's a pretty cool little tool about Sim Toolkit Pro. Yeah, the mountains here are absolutely stunning. Did I add your Discord? Yeah, yeah, definitely. Remind me after stream, actually. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do what I can to help you out, Flash Paul. I would definitely do it. That would be greatly appreciated. Just let me know after stream, all right? But thank you for letting me know about it. I really appreciate it. I mean, look how tall these peaks are. That's 20,000 feet, which is pretty insane. And that peak in particular has really, really been difficult to climb because of how rough the peaks are. But the real destination we're visiting today is Buscar National Park. Is going to be further ahead of us. And Buscar National Park, for those who don't know, it comprises most of the mountain range of the Cordillera Blanca, the world's highest tropical mountain range. It covers 340,000 hectares, or 3,400 square kilometers. It's protected by the Peruvian network of protected national areas. And in 1985, Buscar National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's known for being a well-known mountain spot and has a unique biodiversity of different plant species, including the queen of the Andes. And if you guys don't know about that plant, it's actually way bigger than expected. I'm gonna get a new tab, and I'll probably show you guys about plant life. Window capture. Let me go ahead and just up. Whoops, it's right here. This is the queen of the Andes. This thing is actually enormous. This plant is its species name is Pua Ramandi. Known as the queen of the Andes in English. In Spanish, it's Pua de Ramandi. And in Quichua, one of the native languages in Peru, is Takeoff. It's the largest species of the bromeliad family of plants, which also includes the pineapples. The inflorescences of this can reach up to 50 feet in height. It is native to the high Andes of Bolivia and Peru. Yes, this thing's actually huge. And it was discovered in 1830 by the French scientist Alcide de Orbigny when he encountered it at Chocobanga in Bolivia, which we actually visited a couple weeks ago. The reproductive and life cycle of this plant can last up to 80 years. And the plant may reach 50,000 feet tall. A single plant of this can produce around between 8,000 and 20,000 flowers within a 3-month period. Which is pretty crazy. It's massive. And these things can live up to 15,000 feet high. As well, too. However, it's considered to be an endangered species, mainly caused by fires, climate change, and reduced genetic diversity. So, yeah, this picture here on the browser, that's the plant. And yes, it is that huge for a reason. Pretty cool. That's what I was wanting to talk about. In addition to that giant plant, the Queen of the Andes, this national park also is home to spectacled bears, condors, a big chua, which is basically, it's actually a camelid, being the relative of the guanaco, and finally a tarka, which is a native Indian deer, North Indian deer species. This park is around 150 kilometers long from north to south, and it's around 25 kilometers in width. It's home to a few of the alpine lakes, but the main attraction at this park, and the tallest and highest peak of the mountain, is none other than Huascaran itself, which we will definitely fly over in the last leg of the trip. That mountain is the tallest of all Peru. It is the tallest of the North Andes and of the Earth's tropics. It is also the 4th highest mountain of all the Western Hemisphere. The largest being Aconcagua in Argentina, and that was around 24,000 feet. This thing, until the 20th century, that mountain lacked a commonly accepted name, but it was known by many different names within the towns and villages. The first recorded name of this was appeared in 1850 as Huascan, given by the local people, likely because the mountain rises above the village of Huasco. It got its name from the Quichuan language for rope, Huasca. The name was popularized by Italian-born Peruvian geographer Antonio Raimondi, a famous historical figure here in Peru. And the name has been stuck ever since. And we can find Huascar right here. That really tall peak is Huascar. Very, very tall. The first person to climb up the mountain was done in 1932 by a joint German-Austrian expedition. And believe it or not, there was even once a Guinness World Record here at the mountain. In 1989, a group of 8 amateurs had the world's highest dinner party and raised over 10,000 British pounds for charity as well. Which is pretty insane. That mountain is going to be huge. But yeah, the scenery here is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's just awesome. So much awesome scenery here today. Like I said, there's so many other places in the world. I don't know why more people don't visit places like Peru or Bolivia or a lot of Africa, too. There's so many places. I know a lot of people like to fly into Europe, in the UK, the United States. Don't get me wrong, those are all awesome places to fly in the sim. But there's so many other great places that I think people don't give a chance. And this is one of those areas. People don't ever get a chance to fly around here very much. You fly Europe and US IFR, not VFR. Yeah, I follow roads. Yeah, we follow roads in the United States. But I mean, I've already done a lot of US flights because I've done it for my baseball series. A lot of these flights in the United States. I saw a lot of the region in the sim between streams. Definitely certainly not all, says Gobblezeus. Yeah, I kind of see a lot of the region. But that's why we're not going to just visit the high mountains, though. We're also going to visit the rainforest, too. Hey, man, so I installed. Nice. Nicely done. That source on OBS, but it's not syncing. I think what you need to do is do the OBS, do the SimSwim Pro before you do the OBS so it can sync. So let me post it in chat. There. I think that's what I do before my sims every time, and it always has worked. Google and Tower says the biggest simwaste project group flight was Peru and Bolivia too. It's stunning here. It is. Like I said, Peru and Bolivia do not get the respect I think is great flying region. Amazing place to fly in the sim. The mountains, the peaks. Yeah, I completely agree. In fact, Google was the one who suggested me going to Bolivia in the first place. And he was right. And here's the thing, I might go back to Peru again, because there's also a whole thing of Cusco and the Machu Picchu as well. There's plenty of places, and there's also the rainforest as well. Lots of different areas to fly. So Gobblezeus says, I took a look yesterday at the Tonga Islands. Yeah, Tonga had that massive eruption earlier. Thankfully, not many people got hurt, thankfully. Except, actually, 2 Peruvians actually were killed by the Tonga explosion. I'm trying to keep this safe for family work and all that. But that was actually the news. Two people from Peru were actually killed by the waves. Which... And then there's another mountain that's coming ahead. The mountain that we're going to come ahead to right over here, to our right, is going to be Wanjui, and that's actually the second highest peak of this entire mountain. Now this one is actually, of all the peaks here at this area, it's actually one of the less climbed. And the first person to actually ascend the mountain, the first people to ascend the mountain was a team consisting of Tom DuBois, Steve Egler, and Lionel Torre in 1952, and they reached the main summit via the north as well. Yeah, there's so many of these really impressive peaks. Though I should probably visit the Pacific Islands if Scruffy Tam wasn't the one who actually visited the Pacific Islands. If you... There. So definitely, we're getting pretty close. We're around, we still got a pretty decent 40 nautical miles remaining. I'm gonna go check my fuel. Okay, 51%. That should still be enough to complete the rest of the journey. So Dougal, I put you as a mod, Dougal. I always should still have a mod here, so I don't know what's gonna come up. I like to have extra mods just in case. You need SimConnect? Yes, I think you do need SimConnect, I believe. I think it's already in the sim. I think it should automatically connect, actually. Oh, things, I can't make all the stream. No worries. No fear, Dougal went down to the banhammer. Yeah, but Dougal's a trusted mod. He's been the... I trust Dougal with the modding a lot more than most people. So if I had to do something with a mod... I can't think. Oh, can't make it. No worries, Dougal. It's just... I mean, we gotta have someone with a... Oh no, Dougal the banhammer. But no, I trust Dougal. If it's one thing Dougal's good with... I mean, if you can handle two-tone Murphy streams, and how much traffic that goes. Howitzer with the follow. Howitzer, good to see you here. We're making our way to our second stop in Peru. We're visiting the Buscar mountains in Peru. In the mighty Aerosoft Twin Otter. This thing is a beast of a plane, that's for sure. And I've been really enjoying it so far. We should drop down pretty soon. once we get in that valley, I'm gonna have to start dropping altitude. Hey, Howitzer, I brought a laser cutter to build your home sim. Ooh! Yeah, tell me more about that. I know everyone's subs is quite different. I know Captain Spitfire's got his life-size Spitfire cockpit. That's awesome. I know I got my setup finally completed, Howitzer. I'm doing a Seneca 5 cockpit. Ooh, yeah, the Seneca. I heard the Seneca is one of the nicer Coronado planes. Though I don't usually buy the Seneca and the Coronado planes just because they don't update them. But I mean, that's to be fair, that's Coronado. They don't do a lot of updates, but if I like to buy a plane, I'd rather get something that I can actually continue to develop. So apparently, I was watching Murph's news yesterday. So Murph and Gibbo talked about the news. So they actually said something really interesting about the 737. So the 737 is very unique in the fact PMG has a very unique pricing system compared to a lot of other planes. So they're going to release the base plane, the 737-700 model, which is going to come out in February or March, I believe. And then after this, you can actually fly an expansion pack to get the 800 model. And they're also coming out with the 600 and 900 variants planned as well for little expansion packs. And this is what they did for P3D and stuff as well. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking the pricing point may seem like unfair with the pricing, but this is something PMDG has done since their days of P3D. And the thing is, even if it is a little expensive, considering the quality PMDG has done for their products, and the fact there is very little competition right now with the high-quality airliners. I mean, we have so many of the really bad ones, like the Captain Sim planes, the Product 737. The only real threat was really the CRJ. And that wasn't a bad airliner, but PMG is going to blow all the other ones out of the water. And due to that, I mean, people are willing to pay for it. So I think it might be fine. So that's just how it is. There's Druid, Dougal still. I'm going to go ahead and grab the PMG because we'll pay for it. Yeah, that's why I say it's fine, because I know it. I mean, I still remember when they did the DC-6, like, that's why I don't like to fly it very much, because it just put every other thing to shame. Almost, I don't want, actually, Google, I got me a pick. I'm gonna put it in the January screenshot competition. Oh yeah, and the Phoenix too. Yeah, I think the airliners we're gonna finally get some really good airliners, which I think is, let me go ahead and set the altitude, 19,000, I will set it to 12,000 feet. And I'm going to lower the power a bit. Just let it descend slowly. Yeah, it would be another level, but it's another A320. Yeah, and especially the fact it's got competition, because you have the freeware fly-by-wire A320, and that is a really good add-on too. And it's free, which means there's just a lot of competition. And then there's also the Just Flight 146. I know Bado's going to probably show it off later this week. But that would also be a plane I would be interested to see how good it is. Even though it's an airliner, it's not my cup of tea. I'm curious to see how it would do. You've been alpha testing the Phoenix for a few weeks already. Ah, interesting. I need to do some chores or my wife will unretire me and kill my laser order. Alert. No worries, Howitzer. You better make the wife happy. Better make her happy, alright? Still need the username. They still probably need to get working. I'm going to go ahead and disable the autopilot. Go ahead and turn this thing off. Go lower the power further. The airport is further down this river. So this airport here is, this is Commandant FAP Germán Arias Airport, located in the city of Huaraz in Peru. It is not, it used to be served as an airliner, LC Peru, but it does receive many private and charter flights, and it does not receive high aircraft due to the high trade in all the quadrants. Because if you can tell, this is the location of this. Which, that's why you don't see a lot of large aircraft here. But this is perfect, though, for the Twin Otter. There's the airport right over here. But yeah, the fly-by-wire is good, but compared to Phoenix to fly-by-wire to me, the Casual 2-flyer has enough with FBW because he doesn't know anything about the system at all. Yeah, that's probably true, Ewald. I'm gonna go ahead and put the flaps. 2 stages of flaps should be enough to keep the plane slow.
Sink rate.
Okay, I'm just thinking a bit. Just keeping it nice and slow. Trying to push the rate to slow this thing down.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
But on FMS level and procedures, I guess nothing can beat the Phoenix. So I ain't allowed to say it. Oh, so this is going to be good then. The Phoenix Lab A320. Oh,
Pull up. Pull up.
Minimums. Minimums.
Pull up.
50, 40, 30, 20. 10.
Negative 272. Pull the flaps. And there you go. Landed. Not too bad. Like I said, I'm still trying to get used to this plane, how it lands, because like I said, the gap in the rear wheel is larger than that of other stall planes, like the Kodiak. Let me go ahead and get this plane parked. Let's go back to the showpiece camera to see Dougal and Goblin Zeus for this landing. There's Dougal and there's Goblin. But yeah, look at this airport's location. This is a really, really interesting location here. You got the big mountain of Buscar in front of us as well. With the beautiful hills and valleys, it almost looks like Paro. But this is actually in South America, though. So if you guys don't mind, I'm actually gonna take a bit of a bio break. So, and then once I get done with the bio break, I'm eventually gonna go in for the final leg of our trip. So I'm gonna be doing that. So I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Sorry to take a quick bio break. So guys, thanks for coming along. Let's go ahead and we talk about our final trip, our little bush plan. We're gonna go take off here from Sierra Papa Hotel Zulu. We're gonna go up to 19,500 feet. We get to visit over quite a few of the peaks, including Husakard itself. We fly through the high peaks, but once we do that, we'll be able to drop our altitude, and we'll be flying through the rainforest here at Wanjui, and that will complete our trip. You gotta leave here. No worries, Dougal. Thanks for coming along and joining me on the flight for today. Take care, and I hopefully we get to see you on Murph's stream, Dougal. But thanks for coming here. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to the taxiway. Okay. Gonna go with 2 flaps. Gonna go full power. Start this in, but this takes a coffee. Actually, speaking of coffee, get to the max turn speed, 80 knots, and yeah, this thing's already off. Pretty impressive, but it just shows this thing is an absolute beast when it comes flying high out.
Don't sink.
Oh god. Oh, I'm not sinking today. I'm not dying.
Minimums.
Like I said, this thing is going to be quite the climb. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some high-end flying with this thing. Thankfully, this plane's really easy to fly, so it's gonna be a big deal.
Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
Too much liveries in the community filter, I guess. Yeah. For me, I blame all the Reno planes because I got so many of them. But I definitely get points for this being a very unique plane, Legend fan. There's also a ram air setting. I still gotta look over more of this in my own free time. Yeah, this thing though, it just climbs. This thing's a climb machine. Just like the Kodiak, this thing just climbs. also changed the autopilot handling and the yaw damper. Which airport? Roots, we just took off from Sierra Papa Hotel Zulu. We're gonna land at Sierra Papa Juliet, India. And look, oh my, look at this. This is one of the Alpine lakes here. Okay, then I have the right one. No worry, Ewald. I'm on Southeast Asia. $15,000 feet. I mean, this thing is still climbing. This is ridiculous. This thing is ridiculously
Terrain.
good. Now, obviously, there's terrain, I know. Flow server free. Yeah, but this is what Murph and a lot of them use because people don't drop off, disappear from the server as much. It's not my call, it's just. Now I got back and yeah, this thing is super pressed. Like, this was not an easy climb. A lot of turboprops was struggle, but not the Twin Otter. This thing climbed like a dream. It's the dream plane to climb, and now it's going to be. This actually here is one of the higher points of the mountain. This is Nevada Mateo. Hurricane, the tallest point, is way over here. There's Hurricane to our left. And next to it is the mountain. Is actually one of the other mountains here. This is Chopachoy. Choy is right here. Yeah, if you're one of the passengers, by the way, you get an amazing view of all the mountains. This is some passenger view. This is what the passenger sees out there. I mean, amazing, amazing view. Just slowly weaken the power a bit. Now, unfortunately, after this, I'm gonna have to go back outside and get and do some stuff around the house since snow and all that are coming. Because where I live, there's gonna be snow. So, like I said before, if you guys don't know, I do have a Discord. Which, if you want to get up to date with my content and want to get and have some nice chat with some freedom people here, I have this. And then I also have a very YouTube channel for my previous VODs. So if you want to get caught up with any information, I got it right here. Ah, good old Jazz. Jazz really suits flying this. So, more interesting things about Peru, a lot of people don't realize. Peru has a very unique geography as the mountain ranges basically split Peru into two. The more flat regions to the west, the coastal regions, has moderate temperatures and low precipitations with high humidity. But on the eastern side of the rainforest, there's heavy rainfall and high temperatures, except for the southern part, which has cold winters. Due to its varied climate, Peru has an extremely high biodiversity. Over 21,000 species of plants and animals make Peru their home, including over 5,800 of them being endemic species, and one of the most mega-diverse countries on the planet, including 1,800 species of birds, 500 species of mammals, over 300 species of reptiles, and 1,000 species of freshwater fishes, all make Peru their home. And of course, its flora is also quite diverse as well. No, long time no see. Yeah. Peru's also famous for their cuisine. Peruvian cuisine is considered by many to be one of the most historically and important cuisines on the planet. There's many types of iconic Peruvian foods that actually we eat today come from Peru. The most famous being the potato, as potatoes were actually native here in Peru, and over 99% of all cultivated potatoes are descendants of one subspecies of potato, Phylloium tuberosum. This species has developed into thousands of varieties and vary by shape, color, and other sensory characteristics, which is pretty cool. There's also quinoa as well, which is known as Indian rice. The quinoa is a well-known crop. The tarwi, which is a legume that's native to the region. The lima bean, for example, is actually grown in Peru as well. Chili peppers were formed. The Capsicum bacatum was found from Peru, and various different fruits, because Peru has over 20 native species. And of course, the sweet potato as well. So there's a lot of different things about Peruvian foods. In fact, the thing about the whole Colombian exchange with the selling of crops was from Peru, which I think is pretty cool. Now, Peru has many iconic dishes that make Peru a culinary superpower. In the coastal region, the most popular dish and one of the most popular cuisines is ceviche, which is a seafood dish that originally here in Peru, typically made of fresh raw fish cured in citrus juices, usually of lemon or lime. It's also spiced with aji, chili peppers, and other seasonings, and chopped onion, salt, and coriander. The name originates from the Peruvian word ceviche, means fresh or tender fish. And this food, and it became a super popular food in Peru for hundreds of years. They also, in the Andes Mountains, which is right here, corn, potatoes, tubers. They also eat actually indigenous animals too. They eat sheep, cattle, and pork, but they also actually eat alpacas and this one's gonna be weird. Guinea pigs or cabbage. Maybe, yes, they eat guinea pigs, but guinea pigs they actually raise them like livestock, which is pretty interesting. Peru is also known for all of its deep street food with empanadas, all of this sort of stuff. Like Chile, like Peru is a cuisine superpower. So if you definitely want to go check out Peru, you definitely want to check out the food. Peru's cuisine is a superpower. I see quite a few people working the chat. I see Two-Tone Murphy's lurking with Splasher 6. So, yeah, Peru is absolutely beautiful, guys. And the Twin Otter has been fantastic for me so far. I like it. If they could fix that sound issue, this plane would be absolutely golden. But I know Matthews has said he's going to be working on it, so this is going to be good news. This is the 100 series model as well, with the passengers on it. But you can also have floats, cargo version of the 100 and 300 models too. In addition to cuisine being a power that made Peru an iconic part, Peru also is well known for music as well. Music, for example, the national instrument, the charango, which is basically a member of the family of the lutes, and was invented during the colonial times by musicians. And it made quite the iconic little instrument. And of course, pre-Columbian art of the Peruvians from the Incan times have still made a big impact even by modern day standards. So yeah, Peru is a definite power of South America for culture, combining its indigenous, Incan, and Spanish roots, make it a very, very unique country. So, let's get back to our nav map. So we're going to be heading to our destination. We're going to make our way to the rainforest. Over here. And as I said earlier, Peru has so much biodiversity in its Amazon rainforest. So definitely, yeah, just look at those two big old turboprops. The advantage the Twin Otter has over the Kodiak is that this thing carries way more people. Like, I believe it carries almost double the amount of people. But definitely, I appreciate everyone who's tuned in, either looking in the chat, being involved in the flight. Flying, I want to thank everyone here for being here. This has been a really awesome flight around Peru. I can't wait to do more of these flights with the Twin Otter. I have quite a few places where I may want to think about taking that Twin Otter to mine. Africa, maybe some seaplane-based flights in Alaska. Quite a few really awesome areas that we can take this amazing plane. So if you like this content, don't be afraid to smash that follow button if you like this content. And if you want to see more of it, don't be afraid to smash that follow button, because that would be really impressive for all of you to be here today. Okay, I'm not opening the door, but this is like the back. You can definitely see the views from all the people. I bet the people and the passengers are going to have a great view of the Andes Mountain. I know a lot of people do these mountain tours with the Otter and all that around Alaska and such. This kind of feels really appropriate to do it in. That's for sure. Yeah, the view from here is amazing. I love it. I still need to get worked on with the checklist and stuff. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with the Twin Otter. Really, really happy with it. I wonder what Murph's going to bring on the Murph line tonight. I mean, it's going to be a big one. I wonder what two-tone Murph is going to bring on that Murph line. Maybe me. Okay, I'm probably not going to get anywhere close to being on the Murph line. But I think I still have a chance, but I'm not very good. But yeah, today you guys, we're going to be flying over Japan today. I probably should still download the Vans R7 and put it into the sim before we get flying. The place we're visiting today is the Peruvian city of Wanjui. Now, that place was founded in 1827 by Spanish captain Jose Gaspar Lopez Salido under the name of Wanjui as a contraction of Juan Huido, Juan the Escaped. The population of it originally formed by immigrants from the Llamas region of Peru from the late 18th and early decades of the 19th century. It's said that the pioneer of these immigrants was an Amerindian named Juan, who fled the Llamas, or by the mistreatment or persecution for the justice of the missionaries. He came to give these territories to live with the people of the Chacho village. After some years, he returned to Llamas and brought his family and some other families who became attracted by abundance of references wildlife. This immigration was intensified even further by the independent cause. By then, the settlement of Chacho Llamas was already known as the land of Juan Huido, which became more immigrants from Llamas. Over the years, Juan Huido was the derived name of Wanjui that doesn't anyway to these territories. And in 1940, it was declared the capital city of the Mariscal Caceres province of North Peru. Now, this place has 8 different neighborhoods around the area, and there's even some monuments dedicated to the ancient Ram-Pachitan settlement that's close by, which has been a national park since. And some of the Twin Cities, there are two Twin Cities. First, Cordoba in Argentina, and finally Utrecht in Netherlands, fourth largest in that country. So that's just some interesting facts about our destination for today. So I see Ewald down over here, and then further ahead is Druid Zeus. Is a bit further ahead. So when you do buy the Twin Otter, there's also a manual that you can get from Aerosoft, and it's quite the expansive little manual. Which is quite a detailed little manual. So the only thing this thing doesn't have is, I wish it works with the checklist system in Microsoft Flight Simulator that will automatically highlight it. That would make it significantly easier, and it'll help me remember all this. That's my only tiny little gripe about it, but I think this is a great plane. So yeah, thank you. Hey, Splasher6, welcome to the chat. The Twin R has been really good for me so far. Outside of the sound issue with the interior being louder than the exterior, this plane is actually really good. There's Splasher6. Splasher6 is a great friend of the channel. He's been one of my closest people in the community for me. So please, guys, check out Splasher6. He's been doing some really good flights. He's been flying the Pan American Highway series on Monday or Tuesdays. On Fridays, he usually does his fun Friday flights, but those have been later in the day. It'll probably be really late for the people in the UK. But Saturday, he's doing his Cadet Flight Train series, which talks about he's recreating his dad's World War II train route in real life that was done by the B-17 bomber. But since the B-17 isn't a sim, he's actually flying the Douglas DC-6. And he's going to make his way into Greenland and into England and such. So please check out Splasher6 and give him a follow. Tell him that Viperstrike 95 sent you. Sorry, been working for a while. Got boosted and flu shot yesterday. Wiped out today. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Splasher. But you're welcome for the shout out. You've been one of the most important members of the community before. I think we can start dropping our altitude pretty soon. Once we go over the peak, I'm going to go ahead and set this to 10,000 feet. Let me go ahead and set this 10,000. I will have to work with that alt alert is. The alt alert, okay. I actually have it in the manual. If you want me to, I can actually post the manual for you guys if you guys want me to. But it's one of the warnings on the Twin Otter. But yeah, they made an amazing manual. I'm still looking at this right now. Pretty impressive. So let me look that up. I think it's the altitude alert, I believe. The all alert's altitude. So something to do with the okay. Let's decrease to 1500 feet per second. Gonna lower the power a little bit because gotta keep that engine turbine from getting too hot. Now we're getting into the rainforest of Peru, so we're gonna drop down to feet. Okay, the alt alert. Here it is. Ewald, if you're curious. This push button put the autopilot and will level up the twin R when activated. The selected altitude is reached on the altitude alert, and then the autopilot display altitude hold. For example, if the altitude is 2,500 feet, select, turn in, and then activate the autopilot. I don't think you can press it in the sim, but you can activate it a bit as well. Hey, DH Paradox, good to see you, DH. Yeah, this is in my newly bought Aerosol Twin Otter. My first flight, and hopefully be the first of many with this thing. A really, really awesome bush plane. And we're flying over the high altitude mountains of Peru. We're entering into the Peruvian Amazon rainforest today. We do some really awesome flying up there. Yeah, I was gonna ask what plane this is. Yeah, this particular DH6 is actually the 100 series. This is the original Twin Otter. It is very much still capable. What do you think why the Havilland Canada built this thing? Of course it's still capable. It's the biggest plane that can land on Sava. And Sava is the shortest commercial runway on the planet. So if this Twin Otter can land there, it can land anywhere. Not being mean, I'm just being... Actually, I'm going to go 12,000 feet. And then descend again at... Yeah, LOL. Yeah, of course. I'm just saying that because I know this thing's capable of stall. I also like, here's another thing I do like about the Twin R. I like the cockpit. I think the cockpit's pretty cool. It's got the mix of, it has modern avionics. It's not the G1000 on the Kodiak, but it's got way more in terms of steam gauges and that sort of stuff, which I think is really cool. The fact you actually get steam gauges. You can do VOR stuff with this. I like it. It gives this plane a unique character compared to some of the other push points you can take your money on. Okay, altitude alert. The altitude alert has been initiated. Now that the altitude alert has been initiated, you should probably get back to the main altitude. Terrain, but we should be well over the terrain. Just a little more. To level out. 12,160 feet. Okay. So in the air with us today, Druid Zeus is ahead of us. And then behind us, behind us is Druid Zeus and Ewolf. The other people who joined in with me today in the Twin Otter. Earlier today, Dougal McTavish was here. Earlier was Dougal, and he showed up here as well. I really appreciate all you guys who turn up and turn out here today on this amazing bush journey. What speed I'm cruising at? I'm cruising at 165 actually. That's because I have this little Sim Toolkit Pro, and this will let me determine how fast am I cruising. So I'm cruising at 160 to 165. But if you want this to, at max speed, you can get to 180. Yeah, I was doing Twin Aerobat X the Twin Otter. Yeah, Gonzu's Twin Otter is not made for aerobats. What this thing was made for was for the brutal dirt runways that it was built for. It'd be the ultimate stall turboprop. And as a cargo plane, not as an aerobatics. It's not the Kit Fox. It can't do any of that. I think we can now descend to 9,000 feet. Let's start descending again. Let's go for 9,000 feet. Okay? Go for 9,500 feet. We're going to descend again at 1,500 feet per second. Descent. But yeah, this is a very good, and it's actually really easy to fly. That's something. That's why I like this one with the Kodiak. It's an easier plane to actually fly, which makes this really nice for a pilot. Obviously, the Kodiak definitely has some great qualities. Both of these planes are fantastic for the price. through that as well. Absolutely beautiful here today. Now we're into the Peruvian Rainforest. This is what covers the eastern side of Peru. Everything that's not covered with mountains is covered in rainforest. In fact, a lot of the basins of the Amazon River is actually deposited here in Peru. As this is actually the Amazon basin, which actually is, this is where the Amazon River is usually drained, is all in Peru. In fact, 60% of Peru's territory is actually from the Amazon basin as well, including the rivers of the Amazon, Paraná, Aluga, and Ucayali rivers. In fact, the Ucayali is what we're visiting. Actually, the major river we're visiting today is the Holuga River. And it runs for around 700 miles in Peru, but it remains actually unnavigable for some reason. However, this area is well known for coca, and it's used, and that is a big part of the drug trafficking parts of Peru because of cocaine. And this river was even infamous for the death of Eric Fleming from the TV series Rawhide. And he actually died when they filmed on the river for a movie called High Jungle. And it's September 8th, 1966. When his canoe capsized and his body was lost in the turbulent water, and it wasn't recovered until 3 days later. So yeah, I guess this is all more stable due to the Twin Otter's engine. Yeah, by having two engines on the same side, it's a more stable plane. It's a very much a stable plane. I would probably agree with that one. Alright, time to descend even further. Let's go ahead and set the last altitude change of the evening. Let's set this to 4,500 feet. Max Winnar failed. Sound removed. The flight control plate was back on. And everything turned off like a cold start. Oh! Oh, that sucked, Ewald. Okay. Let's drop another 1,500 feet. Yeah, this scenery is absolutely incredible. Like I said, the fact that Peru covers both rainforest and all that is definitely very unique. So guys, if we all can stay here after we land, we're gonna go raid Two-Toe Murphy. I mean, why would we not raid Two-Toe Murphy? He's Two-Toe Murphy. Some say that his favorite candy is Guinness flavored taffy. And when he's not looking, he has a secret collection of 500 different types of wigs. For all we know, he's Two-Toe Murphy. Can you restart the engine in midair? Maybe. I think you can with the Control E, but it'll take a little while for it to get the engine started. Maybe that's just me. Like I said, this is my first full flight with it. So. Oh yeah, and this airport's also going to be grass strip. So. This is exactly what the plane's made for. Even Control D. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. What did you do to it? What did you do with it? Did you... Is that a bug, maybe? Okay, the alert was back on. We got this. We're around 17 miles from our destination. Yeah, we're gonna go really, really fast here. Now we are entering through the river. We should see the river here. Terrain's gonna come up, we pass through the terrain. We're just 11 miles out. The airport should be straight ahead of us. So over here is the river. This is gonna collect us to the Hulaluka River. Have you been near Machu Picchu? Well, I've flown in Machu Picchu with birds, Boxer 6. So that being said, I could fly over it again. That's the thing about Peru. Peru is such a unique country. I could definitely do some flights around Peru. But yeah, we finally made it to our destination. We're about 7.5 miles out. Thank you guys so much for coming with me on this flight. But yeah, great question, Foster 6. Terrain, but not a big deal. My nav map converted, we're going to be over the terrain. Not a big deal. Once we do it over, I'll take back command of the plane. And we'll land this thing, and we'll call the stream.
Terrain.
Machu Picchu is nice with the free scenery. Yeah.
Terrain.
We did that when we did the 7 Wonders of the World. But yeah, that journey showed off just how good Jefferson 2001 scenery is. He made the wall, China, and Petra. Alright, it's time for me to exit autopilot. And I'll take back the reins. So there it is. There's the Honolulu River. You are right.
Terrain.
Which is very unnavigable because of the currents. I'm going to go ahead and lower the power. I'm going to go ahead and put the flaps. Okay, I don't need full flaps. I do need some of them to help me with the landing. Put the nose down, so... Now the runway is pretty easily marked. If you see that brown line, that is the runway. Land there, and we'll call it the stream. And this is a really nice bush trip.
Sync rate.
My sync's fine.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Last stage flaps. Let's see what what's our rate is going to be.
Pull up. Minimums.
Oh, excuse me.
Sync rate. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
There we go. We're down in the Twin Otter. 240 feet per second. Not the smooth. Whoa. Not the smoothest landing in the whole world, but we got it down pretty easily. Turns out, brake. And that is it. That completes our journey today in Peru. Thank you guys so much. And there's Druid Zeus. Once it gets down, we will go ahead and get the two-tone Murphy raid. And Druid Zeus is down. Seriously, guys, thanks for everyone that came today, for the new follows, new people in chat, all the people flying with me today. Thanks, everyone. So we're gonna go ahead and raid Murph. So make sure you all stay here in the chat. So for Sunday, we are doing leg 7 of the Berlin to Beijing flight, and we're going our way from Omsk to Novosibirsk in the Junkers J-52, and then on next Wednesday, bring out your fighter jets, baby. We're going to take a look at all of NASA. So thanks everyone, and Viperstrike 95 out.